Welcome to the Imperial Academy Troopers. In this video, you're going to learn about a few basic big monsters that you may find yourself facing out there in the field and the galaxy. These are fairly simple creatures compared to what lives out there, so listen closely. The Zelo Beast was a massive semi-reptilian creature native to the planet of Malastare and was part of an unknown species of creatures that are thought to be long extinct. It stood over 97 meters tall, had an average mass of around 60,000 metric tons, and was over 100 meters long from head to tail. The beast appeared in episode 18 and 19 of the Clone Wars Season 2 during the date 21 BBY, where it went on a rampage throughout the streets of Coruscant in search of Chancellor Palpatine. The beast was hinted to have some level of force sensitivity to be able to detect that Palpatine was a Sith Lord. Its death later on in the episode would definitely leave a lasting impact on not just the planet but the Republic as a whole. Palpatine later had the beast cloned for its hide, which was strong enough to resist lightsaber slashes, blaster bolt fire, and explosives. Its hide was probably used for armour and ship plating later on during the time of the Empire in order to protect from lightsaber strikes or blasters. The fate of that clone remains a mystery. The Norse Monster was a large aquatic creature native to the planet of Utapau. It was 8 meters long and had large bulging eyes in order to see in the dark. It would spend most of its time in dark caverns, lakes, rivers and pools in secluded and rocky environment within Utapau. It was quite aggressive towards people and other creatures when protecting either its young or prey. It had seal-like fins and a seal-like body which would allow it to be a very efficient swimmer, and was able to catch fast-moving prey if it needed to. It could mostly reach a top swimming speed of around 10 to 20 miles per hour, as it would move through narrow pathways and caverns using its fantastic vision to track and hunt prey. The creature was originally supposed to feature in episode 3 of the prequels, where Obi-Wan would face one during his time on Utapau, where it was shown to be protecting its young from intruders. Obi-Wan was supposed to move carefully past the creature as to respect it and the space around its nest, but was later cut as it drew out the scene needlessly. The Sandal Aqua monster was a massive aquatic creature native to the planet of Naboo. They could range from sizes of up to 160 to 200 meters in length and weighed in at around 50,000 metric tons, just shy of the same weight as the Zelo Beast. Despite their size, they were rarely seen, as they would spend most of their time swimming around in caves and scouring for prey like coral clawfishes in the many oceans and rivers on Naboo. They had heavy muscular bodies, sharp claws, and a deadly row of teeth used for biting into the thick hides of other creatures. Their large gaping mouths allowed them to swallow groups of smaller creatures in order to gain the nutrients they needed to preserve their mass like whales do today on Earth. The Aqua monster is famously featured in episode 1, where it killed an OP sea killer that was chasing Qui-Gon Jinn, Obi-Wan Kenobi and Jar Jar Binks in their Gungan Bongo submarine, with Qui-Gon muttering the famous line we all know and love,
a bigger fish.
The Gorog was a massive creature that appeared in Star Wars The Force Unleashed 2 as a boss against the main character Galen Marek. The creature was a massive humanoid monster with very little known about its origin, what species it is, or whether there were any others of its kind remaining. We can generally assume the creature did not originate from Cato Nemoidia, as no similar creatures to it had been seen or found on the planet. The Gorog had sharp teeth and a large tusk protruding from its chin, with a plate on its head to cover a scar from a failed surgical attempt to quell its rage. It had a large human-like hand with opposable thumb, which gave it a great advantage for grabbing and eating prey whole, and for climbing up different surfaces like a gorilla. It also had 2 hearts to be able to pump blood around the creature's massive body. The exact mass and size of the Gorog is unknown, but if I had to guess, I would say it weighed in at around 30 to 40,000 tons and was at least 100 meters from head to toe. Bounty hunter Boba Fett did eventually encounter the same Gorog beaten by Starkiller, which began to attack him and tried to kill him. Boba killed it by shooting his jetpack through its wounded chest and heart, and thus putting an end to the creature's harsh existence. The brain worms were a parasite native to the planet of Geonosis that appeared in the Clone Wars Season 2, Episodes 7 and 8. They were small and snake-like and had the ability to hijack the mind of the victim by entering through their nostril, mouth or ear and taking control of their higher brain function. The creature appeared to possess a level of intelligence as they can communicate with each other well in a live host using basic English. The creatures were created by the Geonosian Queen Katrina the Great in a similar fashion that can be seen in the famous film Aliens, where she laid eggs from a sac attached to her, and upon detecting a host's presence, the worm will leave its egg and try to invade the host's body. In Episode 8, Brain Invaders, an incident happened to a group of clones in Jedi Barriss Offsea, where the ship was infected with a parasite, and Ahsoka had to find a way to stop them from spreading. Offsea was able to slightly overpower the control of the worm and asked Ahsoka to kill her. Ahsoka later found out that cold temperatures can easily kill the worms, and thus she was able to stop the spread by almost freezing the ship and waiting for rescue to arrive. This incident would leave an imprint on Ahsoka that shows the galaxy as a dangerous place, and most likely a good example of why Clone Wars wasn't just a kids show. Thanks for watching. This is our first video, so feel free to give feedback in the comments however you wish, and if you want to learn more about the dangers that lurk within the Star Wars galaxy, then feel free to subscribe for future videos we have planned, and don't forget to like if you enjoyed, and stay tuned for more coming up on the Imperial Academy to help you prepare for your time in the field and be able to crush the rebel scum.